it was actually really murky, and I'm kind of facing the window, but the sun's come out now, so if I've got a stripy face, you can see probably all the marks from the blind where I've closed the blind. Anyway, today I wanted to chat to you about the importance of branding for your business, and how working on your branding at the outset, and kind of if you have different iterations and rebrands through your business, how powerful it can be. And it can help you also really raise your prices and offer a really premium service, because a well-branded service gives off a lot more professionalism than branding that isn't that great. So, as an example, let's give an example of someone that's just set up their cleaning service, and all they've got is just a Facebook page with a stock image from Pexel's free site of like a cleaning bucket and whatnot, and then they called it their name, Sophie's Cleaning Services or whatever. It doesn't really denote professionalism, and it looks very kind of rudimentary, very simple. I think if you do focus on branding, if we think how important branding is, so as an example, Mercedes-Benz, you don't need to see the word Mercedes-Benz to know when a Mercedes is driving down the road, because they've got their iconic logo, haven't they? And you see how cars' logos are so like important to their brand identity. Another one, the Golden Arches, you can see them for miles and miles and miles, and now a lot of places, they're not even called McDonald's anymore, because it's like, oh, it's the Arches, there we go, it's McDonald's. So branding has a real psychological connection to the customer, and the stronger the branding is, the more sales you will get, the more recognisable you are. And I feel very firmly, like, say for instance, like with Dave and I, we've always done, any business endeavours we've always kind of focused on the brand first, so that we've almost got like an image ourselves of what it is that we're trying to create, what we're trying to project out. And it's always helped to kind of have the brand translated into a visual form to then help build all the other connecting parts of the business. I certainly know that I've found that really, really helpful. But I love branding anyway. I love doing logo design. Dave, I haven't actually mentioned him on I don't think I've mentioned him on the channel before, but he's my partner in life and in business. He's absolutely my wingman, and funnily enough, he happens to be a very good and very talented graphic designer, web designer, and is a brand manager. I mean, that's very handy to have downstairs in your household when you're like, oh, I want to start a new business, or I need a rebrand, and I got it for free, funnily enough. So let me show you how the branding that I started with for Into Bright Home. So when I go out and do my sales visit, I'm going to cover more about the actual sales process in various different videos, but I created a pack to bring out with me to the home visit. So I will always do home visits for my business, because for me, that personal connection with the person and going around their home, meeting them, we're also vetting them when we do this, but they're vetting me. So I know that when I can get out and I just do one visit once, that actually I can really sell my service, and I have a really high closing rate because I develop really good rapport with the customer. But hold that thought, I'm going off on a tangent at the moment. I'm going to cover the kind of sales process of how to close a new client in another video. But today I'm focusing really on the branding side. So this was my first iteration. Oh look, the video's the wrong way around, isn't it? But you get the idea, because you don't need to see the actual text or anything. But can you see there where I've got, cleaning? Obviously, I'm running cleaning service. There, I put a picture of me in there, and I put a little bit of my background story. I think the story of why you ran the business is really important. A lot of companies now, they're very impersonal. There's no personal story. There's no face behind the brand. And I think that's a real mistrick. So I would always recommend when you're branding, people want to see you. People do business with people. Like very often, if you go to look at a local company, you'll open up a website and it will be completely devoid of any human interaction or any human face. In a bit, I'm going to show you video of my website, and there's a video of me up front and central to the actual website page with me, with my story. And you know what? I get lots of clients from it because I'm doing the personal touch, right? So that really works. But look, there's lots of images here of wearing rubber gloves, you know, oh look, here's a dirty tap, here's a clean one, you know. Do you know what this work, you know, it's very professional though, right? So I've got all the information there, all the details. Here's the little scanner for, you know, looking at because we've got all 5-star Google reviews. And then what I also supplied alongside that on these home visits, I still do an iteration of this. I've just got it in a different branding style. But this is called the Interbright Home Difference, right? And this is basically the difference between my business all through here. So all the benefits, we're a limited company, DBS cleared staff, checklist and flexibility, satisfaction guarantee. And then I'm saying what the difference is when you just hire any random cleaners. You're not going to get consistency, you're not going to get reliability, you're not going to get thoroughly trained staff, you're not going to get checklist driven cleaning, you're not going to get a satisfaction guarantee. This is really, really important to show the customer what your value is, yeah, because you need to sell the value of your service before you start cleaning, okay? And then on the back there, look, even if they haven't looked, or sometimes they've come through Google and they may have seen all the reviews, but I want to put the reviews directly under their nose. Here is a whole list of all of our 5-star review, well, some of our 5-star reviews. That is on their kitchen table. They're going to read it. This closes new clients, right? And then here was an old iteration of my checklist. Customers love this. Potential clients love this. I actually showed this to like new potential clients. They go, ooh, because they'd never been given anything like that. And this is reassurance for customers that you are going to do what you say is on this sheet. And they love it. And they look at it and go, oh, I was going to ask about this, but actually you've got it on there. This adds so much reassurance, and it just adds that professional element to your business of, look, we care enough that we've actually got a checklist and we work to this checklist. Now, it's actually quite simple, isn't it? But you would be surprised at how many people do not do this when offering a cleaning service, or in fact, any other type of home service. It's not written up, is it, what you're going to do? So I would deliver that like that to the client. We'd talk through the checklist and everything. And then I would fill in, here's one I've got in progress at the moment. You can see my scroll. I fill in my customer information sheet with all of the information that I want from them. And I just scribble all over that. I take this document, and then I was leaving them with this pack. I also wore at the time a matching uniform with my logo there, Interbright Home. I closed at a very high level with my sales process, with my supporting documentation, with my branding, with my value, because here is all the value that I'm giving you in conjunction with me. Here's the presentation of me as the owner of the company, and all of our, you know, rapport building through the home visit, you know, talking about their clean and what they're going to get and what we're going to do. And it just really builds a really good relationship. Now, in the last few months, I'm not even sure how on earth we managed to do this, but when everything was going insane, maybe like busy people ask, if you want something done, ask a busy person type of thing was happening. But I managed to rebrand the business when I was going through total chaos with all my staffing and like just I had too much work and not enough staff and all of this, I managed to rebrand, and I am very much a real visual person. I had a vision for my business that my business is targeted to upmarket clients. Yeah, I do not offer cheap cleaning services. I'm not on a race to the bottom with my pricing. My business is pitched at, you know, high quality clients, and we charge premium prices for a premium service. And then I was thinking, as I was like, I'm fulfilling this, these are the clients that I'm getting. And then the more I was looking at this, I was like, this doesn't match my what I'm really wanting to sell. You know, my positioning. This type of layout, even like down to the trifold element, and having, you know, it seems very obvious, like you're going to have like cleaning going on inside your cleaning brochure. I'm like, no, I don't want any cleaning happening inside my brochure. I'm pitching something different. I'm pitching lifestyle. I'm pitching premium services. You will not see our rubber gloves. You will not see a clean tap and then a dirty tap, right? So I got to that point where I was like, this is now looking to utility. I don't want to be offering the utility. I want something different. So gone is my uniform. I no longer wear my emblazoned uniform to a home visit. I go wearing smart clothes. Not what I've got on today. I've just got like my hoodie on because it's gotten a bit cold. I dress smart when I go to customers' home visits. I make sure my nails are done, my toenails are done, especially if I'm taking my shoes off. You're probably looking at me. I mean, I'll probably mention this like on every video because I'm like looking at myself while I'm creating video, but freaking roots, I could just never get on top of them. And there's been times where I've gone out to a home visit and I'm like, I'm trying to sell this premium service and my hair is so bad. I've got to sort this out. I think I'm going to start going grey. Anyway, I then decided to rebrand, right? So this is the new rebranding pack that I take out to the clients when I go out on the home visit. Look at this, right? You don't need to see the, now, when you open it up, there's just some information in there where what we offer. More reliability. I don't have the picture of me in there anymore. What makes us different here? And then let us take care of your home. And then look at the images of executive homes, beautiful big kitchens, beautiful bathrooms. Yeah. The scanner again to have a look at our Google reviews to cross-reference. See the branding, this nice branding. I wanted to go more, have a higher end colouring. Do you see the difference between that and now that? Premium, like if you could do, it's premium quality paper, this. It's got like the kind of watermarks running through it. It's really good. And then we've got some nice design on the back there, some more information, what happens next, and phone contact number. And then it's all the information fits beautifully inside there. So when I leave that on the customer's desk or take, you know, on their kitchen worktop after we've finished speaking, this speaks to them with words that I never said. Yeah, it says premium. We are a premium service. Now look at the difference between the checklists. This is just kind of tapped out, typed out. Look at this one. This is so much more detailed. It's so much more professionally laid out. We actually use this for all of our cleans now, the checklist. And then this part is the same. It's the same again about the Interbright Home difference, comparing ourselves to other cleaners. I've just match the brand, right? So what I could have done, because I've got a load of these, I could have just stuck that with that. But it's my branding. It's really important. I've spent the money on it. I want, when this is left, I want them to see the attention to detail of the matched branding. And then all the reviews on the other side there, right? So that is what they get when I finish at their home. I complete all of the information sheet for myself. We talk through the checklist. So at some point, I don't kind of shove it under their nose to start with. I'm very relaxed on my home visits. I want it to feel very organic, just like, you know, it feels very natural, basically. But at some point in the meeting where they start asking me, oh, do you do this or do you do that? I then take the checklist out and then I say, this is what we work to. And then if there's any, and I say, you know, most of our customers, they work to this and this works really, really well. And then if you want anything in addition, we can add it on, right? Because there might be something in there or that they don't want, or there might be something specifically that they do want. So as an example, we've got a customer who's got an autoimmune issue and she needs her switches and handles cleaned on every single clean. Now, we don't do those things on the maintenance clean, because in a maintenance clean, you've got to get in and you've got to get the main body of the house cleaned in quite a short period of time. And actually doing switches and handles and things like that, they would come under much more deeper cleaning elements that we don't normally do on an ongoing basis. So where she needed that, I then put that on the note. So I always like to start from a starting point of that checklist, but that they can then add on whatever they want. Now, this is quite new, but I am so proud of these. And I'll tell you what, the last few home visits I've done, I have increased my pricing, right? I need to increase my pricing. I'm not doing it just to be greedy. I need to do it to be able to operate a profit-making business here in the UK, because I'm being taxed left, right and centre. That's another video. But I go with confidence, right? Because now I'm like, I was premium anyway, you know, and I was going out to the premium market and I was building it more through rapport. And they got to a point where my initial branding, while it's professional, it had a utility vibe to it. You know, even such things as the paper quality. It's good quality. It's not the cheapest, but it's got a bit of a sheen on it. And it's very much like what you might get for a pizza takeaway, or it's a utility. And this is just so, it's completely different. Like, you would never get a cleaning company having essentially like watermarked thick quality paper and no images, not one image. Did you notice? Not one image of a freaking rubber gloves or anything like that, because we don't want them to see that. We're selling the lifestyle part of cleaning, yeah, not showing them the minutiae of the detail of it. And doing that separates us out to say, we are premium service. You don't need to see our rubber gloves. You don't need to know anything about it. But by giving you this, I'm showing you that we will make your house beautiful. We will make your premium executive property sparkle with excellent attention to detail through our checklist. So when I have taken this out to new clients, I actually had a response that I never expected, which was that I would give it to them and they go, oh, wow. I've actually had that response. And I was like, oh, I was proud of this, but I was not expecting a wow from cleaning promotion. Yeah, you don't get it. And I think what the wow was from was the customer acknowledging, this is really different. Yeah, this is really different. This is different to anything else you would get ordinarily. So this really works. And of all the new clients that I've gone out to with my new enhanced fees, guess what, everybody? I am closing, and I am closing still at too high a rate. So this is all comes back to where when you're running a business, it's not about the thing that you get in and do first. You know, obviously, if you're providing a service, whether you're cleaning, whether you're going and doing painting and decorating, if you're doing gardening, your value proposition all comes before you ever start doing that piece of work in the customer's home. And that's really, really, really important to remember, because some of you here might have had these experiences. If you're a homeowner and you're looking for different people to do different things, how many times have you had someone where you just got a number from someone from Facebook and then you made arrangements for them to come out and do a quote for you, and then they didn't turn up, or they didn't turn up on time, or they messaged you to say, sorry, I'm late. And then they turn up and they don't even write anything down. And you're just like, you're just not a professional, like you're shonky. It's like, do I trust you to actually do these jobs in my house? No, I don't. So hold that thought, because honestly, anybody that can, even if you're just delivering the same type of thing, because painting and decorating is painting and decorating. Yeah, you can do it well or not don't do it. But you can sell yourself and the value of your service and show your professionalism before you ever meet that client. And you need to hold that thought always, as how am I presenting to the client? So I've got a visit now, this one here, they've just come through on Google. My home visit is at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm allocating myself about half an hour with this client in their lunch hour. Do you know what? I will attend that meeting. I won't be late. I won't be early. I will be dead on time, because it's all about consistent, reliable, professional service. So you just turn up on time, you do the talk, I've got all my gear. The whole sales process there is, it's really, really tight. I also send a text message to the client, I'll call them client, the potential client, with the link to my website so that they can have a good look at my website, and also confirming the time and the date so that they've got my number. We're linked in on an actual discussion, and that if they make any changes on their side, they will be able to let me know. So I love branding. Branding sets you apart. Branding allows you to for not much up front, actually. You can have the whole image of your business is hanging off of this. Yeah, it's all hanging off of this for me. This and my website is my brand identity for my business. So it's so worth it. And when you're selling things as a premium service as well, when you put that money into creating a really good branded product, people see the difference. Yeah. So if you're running your business and they're saying, oh, I'm getting several quotes in, imagine if you as a painter and decorator had something like that. Because it's the same principles, right? Where you'd offer your promotional information here with more details about your company. You too can have a checklist for this is what we do. Yeah, and you can talk through it with them. Do you want to have all the walls washed down? Do you want us to fill in the, fill in any holes with filler and sand it down and wash all the walls? Do you want us to wash the skirting boards? Do you want us to paint the skirting boards? Do you want us to paint the coving? So there's loads of things you can do. And if you've got it written down, the customer knows that you're ahead of everyone else, because I have never, ever, ever had a tradesman that's come in with anything in terms of marketing or promotion or branding of their business. It's just come in and it's just been a chat. Sometimes someone might have, they come in with this, with just a notepad, and then you might hear from them, you might get your quote back, you might not. It's all very lackadaisical here in the UK for any of these services. So bear it in mind, because I tell you what, you present yourself as a premium service, you can charge a premium for your service. And honestly, the take up I've had, because I thought when I put my prices up, I'm going to get some clients that don't want to proceed. And actually, in the last 6 weeks since I've done this, everyone wants to go ahead. Yeah, so the proof is in the pudding. So I hope that was helpful. I'll probably do another one at some point on my website. I don't think I'll cover that today because we've been about 24 minutes going over this, but we'll go over my website and the benefits of that in another video. So hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll catch up with you soon.